Junior Growler. Thank you. Big fan of the main Growler, so I'm sure you're a chip off the old block. Thanks for joining. Thanks for following. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday. It's Monday. I think it's Monday. We're on the Tomcat. I'm going to pause that because it gets a little distracting. We'll do a quick stream. We're in phase 2 of Early Access. I don't know. It has to do with showing things. I don't know. We've done some videos. A lot of people have done videos. There's a lot of videos coming for this module that I was not super excited about, but I actually kind of like it. It's pretty solid, which is no surprise. Heapler does good work, and they've done good work here. So we'll mess around. I am a terrible Tomcat pilot, and on the best of days, so I'm awful at this, but we're figuring stuff out. I go to work tomorrow, and I'll be gone for like 3 weeks, so this will be my last chance to play with it. So we'll mess around with carrier, and we'll do some bomb dropping, I guess. I don't know. I don't have any real plans here. We're just kind of showing it off. How are you guys? How's everyone doing? See the Frailer teat seeking missile. Love it. I was a sidewalk seeking missile earlier this week. I went for a jog. I usually run like 2 miles, run like a mile out and a mile back. It's kind of undulating terrain, and I was about 7/8 of a mile away from my house, and I tripped on something. I think just like the like a rise in the sidewalk, and I busted my ass hard. So like the top of my shoulder I'm all scun up. Like, how does that even happen? My whole side, my hand is all jacked up, so it was tough. But now I'm like a mile away from the house, and you know, it's like 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I tried to keep running. I was like, I gotta finish. I'm right there. I could see the turnaround point, and I went like a little bit, and I was like, man, I'm bleeding all over the place. I should probably just go back. I am getting old, Happy, it's true. But the best part of that story is no one saw me fall. So that's the real win of the situation. They may have heard me yell because I cursed. So there may have been someone sipping coffee in their house, and suddenly they heard somebody scream fucking out in their front yard. But if they did, I didn't see them look out the window. All right, let's take a look.
I'm gonna send you up against the best.
There we go. Anyway, there it is. There's me. That's what I look like. Pixel Jim. Kind of look at the cockpit. I mean, look, you know, it looks good, as expected. So I need to put these out. You've got some changes. Obviously with the HUD, there used to be, I think, a bunch of buttons and stuff here. This thing kind of sticks out now, so that's cool. It looks good in VR. You didn't notice, I did do a video of it in VR. These buttons over here do various different things now. I like to turn this HUD one to night. It helps when you pull up the video. But just changing that. I think these all do kind of something different now. I'm not smart on the nav system, and I just don't have time to learn. This override, this is another thing that I've kind of learned to turn off, because it'll automatically pull up the ECM page, which is not necessarily helpful all the time, depending on what you want to do. I think other than that, everything's kind of the same. Again, I'm not a Tomcat guy, so I don't know. Andre, hello. It's good to see you. I'm sure you're enjoying the early access as well. Oh, Happy says, let's see if the demo can sell you on it. I don't know. I feel like you're already kind of sold on it, but we'll see. Look, you know me. If I'm saying I like it, then it's okay. then it's beyond Jitty. No, it's really good. It's really well done. Yeah, we'll mess around with it. Odd question. Any idea if the BU has proper keybinds for pushing the throttle over the idle stops? I don't know. I don't know. We can look. What am I looking for? Idle stops. Idle. Nothing's popping up, so I'm gonna go with no. But I know that I'm fairly certain they're still adding keybinds and stuff, so maybe that's coming. Cool. So yeah, so there it is. It looks pretty. It shakes really good. But you know, again, I'm not a Tomcat guy, but I do remember it being a little hard to fly. This one not so much. So I think this has a digital flight control system, so it's a lot more forgiving. I've had an easier time flying it. The HUD, as you can see, there's a lot more going on with the HUD here. But this is the analog format, and then you can just come down here and switch it to digital, and then it looks a little bit more familiar to what you're used to, which I think is cool. Does the visor sunglasses have the tent thing like an F-15E? No, but I think somebody brought it up in the chat, all the content creator chat. I think I saw it somewhere, and someone had made that suggestion, which I think is a phenomenal suggestion, and I hope that they do add that. That was one of my favorite things in the F-15E. I thought that was great. So yeah, if they could add that, that would be tremendous. Oh yeah, you can pull your goggles out of the box or. Goggles on. Put them away. So there's that. Awaiting salute, a gesture. Salute when ready. I shall salute. All right. Again, carrier ups. I'm not great at, so don't judge me too harshly on anything that you see here. These guys are not helpful. Like they're kind of. I know you're telling me that, but I'll make my own decisions. They'll move us. It's fine. Yeah, didn't the old F-14 have like a radio player? Maybe this one does too. I don't know. Let's see. That's Neo before Zod. I already put my wings out. I know I should have done that. Again, I can't stream and fly at the same time, so don't judge too harshly. Oh, we gotta get over that little bump there. All right. Yeah, it's tape player. There is a way to take like Polaroid pictures of yourself in the Rio or something. I haven't played with it. I don't know where the button is. It is gonna have the manual. I don't think it's working yet, or it's not 100% where you can like tap on something and hit the M and pull up the manual. I have no idea what the takeoff trim is, so I'm just gonna put in a lot and we'll adjust. That feels good. And then I think with this one, because it's got such powerful engines, you don't have to put as much power. 6 nose up, somebody says. All right, am I looking right? 6. Okay, I'm looking in the right spot. I'm at 8. We'll go there. All right, we'll see what happens. All right, so we won't go to full burner then. And then we'll see what happens. I'm kind of messing with my throttle a little bit, so I may be a little off. I think we'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? Look at that shake. All right. Oh no. Maybe a little bit more juice. All right, whatever. Here we go. We're flying. We've got some bombs on board. Yeah, it's got the manual thing. Again, last time I checked, it didn't work in the sense of like click on something and then press the M. Like it doesn't automatically go to it. I think that's what it's supposed to do, but it's just not, it's not there yet. So, I also don't know how to shut it down. How do I close it? Or whatever, I'll hide it. I remember last time I couldn't figure out how to close it either, and then I mashed a bunch of buttons. Maybe it's this? No. Anyway. No, I did hit him again, but it didn't work, so that was my first step. It maybe mapped to something else. That's fine. We'll just hide it. We'll forget that happened. It's probably in the mapping, but I don't care enough. Yeah. The gear's up. Flaps up, that's good. We're flying. Shift M. It's probably not mapped because I hit Shift M a minute ago to try and do something else, and nothing's happening with that. So don't worry about it. Don't get hung up on the details. This is not a details stream. This is just a goof off, showing around. Yeah, sexy. Take a look at the outside. We'll pause it so we don't blow our eardrums out. But yeah, I think looking good. Very sexy plane. We've got 2 bombs on board, so that's all we can do. That's fine. That's all we need. We'll head on to the coast and we'll just mess around. So, obviously, air-to-air. I'm not an air-to-air guy, but I think it's relatively the same. You've got air-to-air mode, which I've got mapped, but you can, you know, you click at the air-to-air mode. You can take off the master arm, and then you've got to lift this. I don't know the significance of the ACM switch, other than there's a jettison button there, but I saw some conversation that I guess things that normal Tomcat guys were expecting to happen wasn't happening, and the response was always, is the ACM cover switch up? So I don't know what that means, but now you know. So flip that up. And then same deal with your little toggle for your Phoenixes, your Sparrows, and all that jazz. So that's cool. And I've done a little bit of air-to-air. Obviously, I'm not good at it. And then what's cool, I think the old F-14 could do this, I don't know. But you could use the context, hold down the context button and select an aircraft.
Copy, we'll scan that direction.
Yeah, so he's trying to scan over there. Another thing that was cool is like when the, like if an aircraft starts pinging you and it shows up on your little screen, that you can select it, doing the same thing. You can grab it, you know, just put your cursor. Or if there's a waypoint on your TID.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Which I don't have any waypoints to grab. Actually, there's something over there. What is that?
Can't do that, boss.
He's too far, I guess. But anyway, you can grab stuff that way. So I thought that was pretty cool. We'll go to air-to-ground mode. So if you go to air-to-ground mode, I think this interrupts that though, because it still wants you to be air-to-air. So you gotta flip that down. Air-to-ground. Oh yeah, we bring up the video page, which is that's right here. Video VDI. I just have it mapped. So we'll tell Jester to select coordinates. So then he's gonna select the GBUs. So I feel like something's not right here.
Okay, scanning that direction.
He's kind of like stuck in air to air right now. What did I do? How did I break him? I don't think it's the game. I think it's me. Because I don't normally mess around with air to ground after air to air, so I think there's probably some setting that I'm missing. What did I do? Why isn't that working? Oh, there we go. Weird. Anyway, so he's like totally stuck on that now. What did I do? I don't know. Strange. It sends missiles active off the rails. Who's cap locking? Are you going to the... No, the cap locks works for that. That's good. ED needs to send us an F2 view volume. Yeah, no shit. That would be cool. You have no idea how many times I've like blown my eardrums out making videos and doing like the external shots and just forgetting to turn down my sound. Oh, it's awful. How's the force feedback? It's good. I'm using the Moza 86. Yeah, there's definitely some feedback, especially when you air spawn, because it's got a lot of nose down when you jump in, and so it like you got to really pull back on the stick and be ready for it. But it feels good, adds a lot to it. Here we'll do a tight turn here. So you start to shake. Yeah. I'm not sure what. I don't know if this is a bug or a feature. What's going on with the pod? Why it's looking like that. Like I said, I've never really gone from air to air to air to ground, so I've never noticed it do that before. I don't know. We'll jump into another one and then mess around with air to ground. What else? Like I said, I don't, I'm not that smart on it. I've purposely not dug into it because I leave, like I said, tomorrow for real airplane training, and I don't, there's only so much brain space. I can only put so many penguins on the iceberg, as it were. But I did dive into the just dropping bombs a little bit because that's cool. Yeah, I haven't gotten any flat spins. That's good. Am I searching for the lantern air ground video image? Yeah, normally it pops right up, but I've never gone from air to air to air to ground, so I'm wondering if there's a step in there that I've never had to experience, and so I don't know where it is. That's what I'm lost on, because it's in this, which is unfamiliar to me. I don't know. Like I said, if you just spawn in, well, we're not. I mean, we're at 25, but we were below that a while ago, and it didn't matter. But that's interesting. That's a good point. 25 for the laser, I'm guessing, because I think the F-15E was that as well, 25 or 24 or something like that. No, it should already be on. Like I said, not my first time launching off the carrier and dropping bombs, but it is my first time going from air to air to ground. So there might be a. You know what? Let me see. I don't know. That's an interesting. That's to put the snowplow. I'm trying to think what else would be here. I don't know if it's a bug or a feature. That's the problem with video games. That's laser stuff. It's designate. We don't want to do that. Disable, auto designate, set black hot, reset. I don't know. Press the TCS FLIR video toggle button so the video source changes. TCS FLIR video toggle. Where the fuck? Where is that at? I don't know where that's at. I don't know where that's at. Is that over here? TCS FLIR toggle. That's the epitome of just saying it louder to somebody. You just can't repeat the same thing back to me. Just say it louder. I don't know where that button's at. Here, I'll make it easy for you. I'll just controls. Search TCS. That doesn't even pop up. FLIR. That doesn't even pop up. Oh wait, you know what? Hold on. This is the thing we've been running into. It pulls up the other F-14. Still no TCS. FLIR. Still no FLIR. So you're wrong. Not. That's fine. We'll just spawn in a different one. I don't care. Matter to me. Whoops. Two slot. We'll go this one. Yeah, it might be a backseater thing, but I'm not in the backseat. I'm in the front seat. Here, I'll show you what I mean.
Laser is armed.
They were in air to ground mode, and I turn on the video, and that's what I'm expecting to see. So I'm not sure what would happen just because you go to air. See, and it stays that way. I'm gonna have to ask them. Well, no, he switched it that time. I'm in air to air. It changes to that. Let me turn this down again. I think it's so bright. And then I go to air to ground, and then he changed it. There, see, he changed it. So there may be a glitch. I don't know. I'll bring it up. I'm sure they're watching. You're fine, Aspect. I'm giving you shit. And no, I only catch like a third of the messages, so yeah. We're allowed to stream it. We're in phase 2. I could have streamed it a couple days ago. I even asked. I said, when can I stream? They said, well, you could stream now. But I waited. Actually, someone else streamed it today. I think there was somebody in Europe that streamed it. So, and I'm leaving tomorrow. So this is literally my last chance to play with it, and make videos, and do all the things. So I'm gonna have fun with it. That's too much. I can't read all that, but it's probably good information because it's from Pulaski. All right, cool. We did that. Air to ground. Oops. Whoops. No. Son of a... Man, my head is moving too fast. Air to ground. Select ordnance.
Roger.
GU. So we got to do that at least. You can hear him flicking on the bombs, I guess. I don't think you could hear him flicking switches in real life, but I could be wrong. So now we're technically good. I mean, we're not technically good. We have to arm the aircraft. But I know I've shared 2 videos. I know there's some consternation about the gesture wheel, and there's a lot here. One of the things that I screwed up, because I was taught this way, was that you had to select the stations. That's not necessarily true. The other thing that I was taught, it's not necessarily true, but I think it's probably a good practice, is to, once you designate something, to save it as a waypoint, depending on the situation. But you got to use the adjuster wheel for that. You can't context that. But just in general, if we want to bomb something, throttle back here. Context
Roger.
wheel.
Okay, area track selected.
Over there. I know the pod's not on that side, but I have confidence that we can figure it out. And he's got that area. And we can make adjustments. There's a couple different ways we can do that, but we'll just pick this big house.
Roger.
Okay.
Okay, area track selected.
Context.
Fine, designating.
He's designated. You can see those lines pop up.
That's a valid laser range. All right,
just click it again.
Let me get these coordinates to the weapon.
You can see it just transferred to bomb 4. Here we go. Gonna give it some juice. 10 seconds. And bombs away. And then you got your timer. You got this timer here at S4. Time to impact 23. You've got it, I think up here. Where's it at? I think it's, maybe it's, oh, there it is.
TTI 10 seconds.
10 seconds. So you got a lot of different ways. We'll see. The timer's usually a little off, though. My experience. And I don't think that's a bug. I think it's just a feature. We'll see if we actually hit it.
Big bada boom.
Big bada boom. There it is. It's that simple. So again, you don't need to use the adjuster wheel for everything. I know that. I know I upset a lot of people. There's a lot of upset people. Can you slew the pod with the context circle? Yeah, that's what I was doing. I'll just review. I'm holding the context button, and then this little circle appears. As soon as I let go, he's gonna slew the pod to whatever I'm looking at, and then from there he'll area track or point track depending on what he finds. If it's a small building, he'll point track. If it's a big building, he'll area track. I haven't even tried it on like things like tanks or something like that, but I think that also matters as well. So there are some buildings.
Okay.
He's very slow, so the pod, we can see this little dot. That dot moving, so that gives us an idea of where the pod's looking in relation to us. He's a little slow, but there, he's there. So we can double tap.
Roger.
The context button. He's gonna zoom in.
Okay.
Double tap again. He's gonna. So he just kind of goes in stages. Back, close, closest. Back, close, closest. There's a different way of doing it. Here you can go to head control, direct head control, and that's where you get the weird kind of mouse situation. So I'm dragging the crosshair via that dot.
Okay, sending coordinates to the weapon.
And then, oops, I just hit the wrong button. And then once you hit the gesture menu button, then it should grab that.
Laser on. Laser on.
So I'm designating.
Roger.
And then,
laser is on.
I'm not sure what he's doing. This is kind of one of my problems with the context thing, is I feel like you can get kind of out of sync with it, if that makes sense. Like if you accidentally push it one time and you didn't mean to, like I did, he thinks you're telling him to do something, and then he kind of gets into his loop. So that's kind of one of the things that I'm not cool with. I'm not sure how to get out of it. Short of coming up here and kind of resetting him, I guess. So anyway, I haven't worked that one out. You guys can figure it out. I don't know how to use the FTI, so you've come to the wrong place. And I don't know why. I bet they didn't even use that. Like, we had crap like that in the Kiowa. No one ever used it. Like, all right, let me send you a picture of what I see. Like, maybe they did, but I don't know. I read that and I was just like, oh, okay. Oh, anyway. Soon, you're stoked for the release. Thank you for the €2. Soon, I do think soon. I mean, I know when, but I'm not going to say, but it's at least 4 months from now. It'll be ready. Hello, Thomas. TRT Homas. But yeah, it's that easy. So, so I didn't mean to freak people out. I think some people got a little bit concerned about the whole context or the gesture wheel stuff. There's a lot in here. And somebody made a comment on the video I posted today, and I agree with them. I didn't think about this. I like this better than the Phantom one, because like in the Phantom one, you go here and then like sub menus pop out. I don't like that. That's too much for me. I like this where it takes you to another page. Maybe I'm missing it, but I'd like to be able to go back though, and I'm not seeing that. Like if I accidentally picked the wrong thing, now I gotta start all over. So that may be something they're still working on. Another thing I suggested is be able to use the mini stick. So like, thank you for the subscription. In the Phantom, you can use your mini stick in lieu of the head tracker. That is not in here yet. I told them, hey, that would be pretty cool. And they said, yeah, that's a good idea, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. It's less than 4 months, probably more like 3. Let's see, what did I miss? My bet is on Wednesday. You're probably asking a lot. Reboot Jester. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't even know if what I did actually makes sense because he's still in designation mode. You see that? He's got like the lines and stuff. So let's try this. Let's just try to move him onto something else.
Yes, sir. Okay, area track selected.
So now he's gone to area track. So
Switching to area track.
now he's reset. And we can just continue to do that till we get him. So that's the trick, I guess.
Switching to area track. You got it.
And we can zoom in.
Yep.
Oh, that's me. I'm dragging him off.
Okay, area track selected.
Because it's like way off behind us and stuff. So, but yeah. So if we don't want that anymore, like we're just kind of dragging the pod behind us, we can cue it to the HUD. Now I'm pretty sure it's that right there. I haven't really played with it up until pretty much today. I'll just nose this thing over, do some negative G's here. Let's just see what it looks like. Get it on that big building. We'll just confirm what we think we know. Yep, okay. So yeah. So it's right there. So I'm curious now, because I don't know. What's the difference between that and snowplow?
Snowplow engaged.
Okay, so snowplow is where our flight path vector is. Got it. Okay. Well, no, it isn't. Okay, I don't know the difference. And I don't...
Roger that, Wilco.
That's fine. How's the Apache campaign coming on? Slowly. Very slowly. Have I played around the Rio seat? No, not my tempo. I'm not good back there. We can jump back there and look at it if you like. But I have 0 things mapped back there. I sat back there once just to look at it. And then never went back again. There probably is stuff that's auto-mapped, so we might do weird stuff. Oh no, he took over. That's right, I forgot. There's an AI pilot. Probably better than me. So I don't know what's different back here. I'm not a backseat guy. I'm sure there's quite a bit of difference. I'll let you guys look at it. Honestly, I've never really paid attention. Cool. Okay, so there's stations. Cool. Air-to-air launch. I'm learning in real time. I've never paid attention to this. Okay. GPU 38. He's got a little wheel here. Maybe we can see that mystical switch that was being talked about. I don't see it. Anyway, super cool. And you can see a lot better than the Phantom Wizzo. Poor bastard. Let's see what else. Let me get caught up. Textures look amazing. I agree. I look. It's heat blur. It's a good looking thing. What does pressing the middle gesture do? It closes it. I like this. I know they said this is a placeholder and stuff, and some people are all pissed off or just don't like it. I think it's cool. It's very retro. It's very 80s and 90s. Let's see. Where the animated thing is when it's pressing playground Rio C previous page. Thanks for the follow. New Tomcat is not out, Daggy. This is just early access. Just we're given a chance to show it off. They're still refining some things, cleaning things up. So I know people get upset when content creators have access to things that they don't have, particularly if they've paid early access. All I can say is that that's how you generate hype for people that haven't bought it. Like, it's fairly standard practice in the industry of selling shit. So just everybody, you know, if you're one of those people and you're upset right now because you're seeing this and it's not you, just calm down. It's coming, okay? In 2 or 3 months, it will be yours, and everything's gonna be fine. But it's still, like I said, they're still cleaning some things up. They're picking some things, and honestly, by having guys and gals, maybe there's gals, I don't know. Is there a content creator that's a female in DCS? I don't know. But by having them play with it, you know, we find things like, hey, this doesn't make sense, or this, you know, so it helps in the process. Can I look at the PTID for a while with the lantern on? I don't know what that is, so no. Oh, then he describes it, because somebody knows, like, this guy's an idiot and he doesn't know. The PTID big screen and CDNU keypad on the left are the biggest new things. I'll go back to the back. This. Oh, you got a lot of buttons here. Alright, that's cool. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh god, now somebody's gonna come out with one of these. Moses gonna be working on one of these now. 7 buttons on the left, 7 buttons on the right, 6 buttons on the bottom, some dials. It's quite a display. It's so wild. It's just such an interesting, like, this melding, right? Like this is pretty, you know, like modern, and then you've got, like, I've got a button to change it to range 50. Like, it's just, it's interesting to me. This melding of old and new. This is a big red button though. Does he have to launch it? Like, again, I'm not smart on this. Missile speed gate. Does he get to launch missiles from the back? As far as waypoint, I think it holds like 8 flight plans or something like that. You can use the DTC. We'll take a look at that here in a few minutes. I haven't played with DTC other than what you guys saw in the video that I shared. If you haven't watched that, you can go take a look at that. But so I haven't dug very deep into that at all, other than just seeing the basics. But you can also set up stuff before you spawn in, which I think is cool. Yeah, so pre-planned JDAM. We can take a look at that again. I'm not super smart. Use F10 to create a waypoint. Yes, you can do that. Phantom Wizzo is just a biocomputer in his body. That's disgusting. John Bloor, 100%. It's very like Strike Commander. I love it. I'd keep it. I'd keep it just like it is. But I don't know what the new thing is. I haven't seen what they're planning to replace it with, so maybe it's cooler. But yeah, I don't know. Did the Tomcat keybinds transfer, or did you have to remap? Well, I don't have old Tomcat keybinds, so that's your first mistake. I think I saw in the chat guys were doing that, and it was working. But again, there's also some more stuff here, so I don't think it's going to be 100% be able to do that. Hope there's an option to keep the Jester cartoon. Agreed. I'd like that. Can you show the Polaroid? I can't because I don't know what the button is. I was actually looking for this the other day. I don't know what it's called. I've searched like camera and Polaroid, so I don't know. I don't think these are like, I don't know if this is the actual camera. Right control number 5. We'll try that and just see what happens. Yeah, that makes sense. Right alt, right control number 5. Let me jump back to the front. See if that. No, that's for the head camera. Actually, I kind of like sitting in the back because then the dude can fly for me. So I don't know what the controls are called. I know it's working because guys are doing it. Yeah, Ultrasource was doing. Yeah, I did some stuff with her F-15. The problem is she lives like opposite side of the nation, like the continent from me, so our timing never works out. But yeah, we did some F-15 stuff. Have you tried out the female Rio Jester? No, I knew there was one. I hadn't checked it out, and then I saw that Tricker had done that. I think that's cool. I like that. Let's see. Can you do the horns gesture? I don't know that one. You're welcome, Peter. I'm glad that scratched your itch there. Big screen. Yeah, it does, right? I mean, even the Apache blushes at the number of buttons on that screen. Does the flying feel compared to the A and B? Like I was saying earlier, it's got a digital flight control, so it feels to me better. But again, I didn't really fly the Tomcat all that much. I did a very little bit with Growling Sidewinder a couple years ago, just because I was trying to learn some air-to-air stuff. But I feel like I have better control over it. I've never just like not known what the hell is going on with the airplane. So he can launch Phoenix and Sparrow from the back. Okay, that's what I figured. Greetings from Greece. Make a video with maneuvering fast lanes, auto rotations. I don't like to do autos in DCS. I don't think DCS is really good for autos. So I try to stay away from those. But I haven't flown the Mi-24 in a while. Let's see. I'm trying to get caught up. There's a lot of chat here, so I apologize. Can launch Sparrow. Yeah, okay, we've answered that. Great videos, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, there is an IR hand pointer. I haven't messed with that. The ISLID. We had those in Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm not sure how to pull that in, obviously during the day, but yeah. So that's cool. I wonder how they tackled that though. The problem with an IR pointer is that it reflects off the canopy glass. So like we had little finger ones that we wore in the Kiowa, but we'd stick our hand out the door and shoot it. If you shot it inside, it would reflect and stuff. And I remember we had not an ISLID, but something like an ISLID, but it had like a little suction cup type thing, and so you could hold it to the glass and do that. So I don't know if they have that modeled or how that was tackled. I haven't really paid attention to it. But anyway. Yeah, we'll look at the JDAM planning tool. Don D asks your track IR LED. This is Trackstar. Trackstar, I believe is the name. Yeah, and it's battery powered. It's rechargeable. It's got a rechargeable battery in there. How to bind the Polaroid camera, open the controls menu, escape, adjust controls, ensure you have the F-14B pilot or Rio selected, click and search Polaroid. See, I typed in Polaroid. Maybe I mistyped Polaroid. That's possible. I'm not a very good speller. All right, we're in the pilot. Try that. Polaroid. Yeah, it's not popping up. I don't know where it's at. I know it exists because, again, the other guys in the content thing were doing it. Which is not cool. If you hold down the gesture menu button in the center, it will work. You can't just press it and hold it. It goes back closed with the short. What? I don't know what you're saying. At nighttime, honestly, I don't even know how to turn on the cockpit lighting. I haven't flown this thing in the dark, so I don't know. We might play with it. John Bloor says the DFCS is mind-blowing. No, it's fun to fly. I'll give it that. And like I said, I've only crashed into the carrier one time. And I've landed a lot of times. They're all ugly, but I don't care. I landed, but yeah, I crashed a hell of a lot less. You're fine. What are you looking for? Huh? There should be some sitting right there on the desk. All right, someone's looking for super glue. What? Yeah, should be right there. Let's see. The 64 had one strapped to the gun. Yeah. And then it was like wired in, so I can't remember what button you had to push to make that happen. But yeah, there was. I don't know that they all had it. Fuck, that's so long ago. I don't remember. Did you find it? It's not very good. Do you want to take a new one upstairs? Huh? Oh, it's too late for that. I'm kidding. If you look in the white shelves down below the desk, yeah. I think maybe the second shelf down there's some stuff. Can you show the grease pencil? You know, I was trying to do this the other day and it wasn't working for me, so I don't know that I'm doing things right. Left draw, right erase. Grease pencil. Right. Yeah, let's see. I don't. Something's not working for me. I'm not smart enough to use grease pencil. I don't know. I'm in the correct plane. Let's see. Look at the menu camera. Probably the sub menu. Like it may have its own sub menu. We'll take a look here in a second. You guys are very hung up on the camera. It's very exciting. Does the digital FCS feel significantly different at high angle of attack? I don't, bro. We're getting way into the weeds. Is there a button in the cockpit for the HUD camera recording, or is it just purely set in the special options? I think I read somebody was saying when you turn on that ACM switch in the front, that when you pull the trigger, it gives you, it starts recording for like 10 seconds. But don't quote me on that. Click the arrow to the left of grease pencil. Jesus Christ, you guys. Fucking grease pencil. Oh, it's this. Okay. You can see how often I use the grease pencil in the Phantom. Cool. There it is. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was just pointing. I didn't know that was a drop down. So very cool. That's awesome. Anyway, let's see. Scribbles. Does the new gesture also work for the early A and B trial? I don't know. I think there's supposed to be some updates to the A and B that come along with this, or they're gonna push out. I don't know the ins and outs of that, so I don't know. You should be sorry that you brought it up. It's okay. What head track are you using? We just talking about this. This is the, I believe Trackstar is the name. Google Trackstar, and if it looks like this, then I'm right. All right, good job, Jester, or Iceman, or whatever the fuck they call the guy in the front. What do they call him? What's his name? Slider? Something? IR Trackstar. That's it. I knew there was something more to it. I don't remember how much it is. I mean, they just sent me one, but it's pretty good. I've had this one for at least 3 years, because I've lived here 2 years, and I know I had it for at least about a year at my last house. So it's going strong. Can you show us the special options menu for that 14? Sure, we'll jump over there in a minute. How do you change the helmet cover? I have no idea. Honestly, I didn't even know that you could until you just mentioned it. See, these are the things that I don't ever get into. What's the color of the yellow on the canopy jettison handle? Is that royal blue on the... Anyway, all right, I'll stop being a dick. Let's see. Before we do that, oh, I know what I want to do. Hold on. Let's just restart, because I think that will allow us to do the DTC. Yeah, it might be part of that. The RAL color for the 768. Oh my god, I love it. The AV Club in full form. Does the eject button work? Does the eject button do? Let's see. All right, so here we're in the you know, briefing page or whatever. Open DTC. So then it takes us to the map here. Let me I've actually never played with this at this scale, so we've got the DTC. I think you guys can see most of that. I have an extra wide screen, so it just doesn't translate into the streaming, so I apologize. But from what I remember, we can go to JDAM, and then we can place a target. So we click place, and then we put it, you know, wherever we want. And it's real tiny. Station 3, Tango 1. So Oh yeah, that's right. You have to change like the stations that you want to put it on. So let's say we want to do station 4 place, and we'll just put it here. So there, station 4, target 1, and then there's a variety of targets, and I don't know how this works, but you've got station 4 targets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can share these across the flight somehow. Again, I think he mentions it in the video I shared. So you might want to look at that. But again, someone else, if I had more time, if I wasn't going off to do work, I would dig into this because I am fascinated by this. I think this is a good thing, but I don't know. But once you put those in there, then some lines show up, like this is your LAR and all this shit. You can change, you know, your inbound heading, and then you can change so here's the drop altitude. So our attack heading, we'll change it to the north. And I apologize if you guys can't see it very well. It's yellow, and it's let me change the map. Can I change the map? Oh, you can't change the map here. So like a graph, you know, like the type of map or whatever. All right, so it's telling us our inbound heading is 174. We can change it here. All right, 175 is our attack heading. Drop altitude is 20,000. Drop speed is 450 knots. So this is what it's calculating for us here. So this is our drop point. And I literally haven't done this since we did the video the other day. But now this is loaded in there, and then we can, you know, change it and load it into the airplane. I don't want to mess with it because I'll probably screw it up and then I'll get frustrated. So yeah, but it does have the capability to do all this pre-mission planning. You can program how your shafts and flares work. You can also obviously, so this was confusing me at first, the mission editor route. So flight plan 1, the one that it initially loads, is whatever you've done in the mission editor, but you can create other routes. So here it's got 12 flight plans. I don't know if that's accurate. It must be, but we can change this to plan 2, and then same thing, we can drop points out on the map and create a second route, and then you can tell Jester to load the route or what have you. Let's see, what's the other one? Use route as first. I don't know what that means. Additional points, we can place things on the map. So this is just an additional point I guess we can reference off of. There's another one. Where is it? Targets. No, we did targets. Where? I don't remember where the other one is. Maybe it's this. There's one where you can set up where the pod, where you can have the pod have points that it automatically sets up. It might be what we just did, but I don't remember. So yeah, so there's a lot of potential here to play around with stuff. Mission editor type jazz. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Well, let me get caught up in the chat here. Looks incredible. Blah blah blah. In episode 3, when you're fighting the Gorn, what was the name of the plant near your left foot? I love that. That's so true though. Can you show maybe for the ending of the video how the ejected crew looks? That's a good question. That's fair. I'll look at that. That's funny. You got to show us physically putting the cartridge in. I've not done that, so I don't want to. I'll screw that up. I don't even know where it's at, dude. We can jump around and maybe we'll figure it out. But anyway, data link between the Tomcats. Again, I don't know how much data link there is. I'm not smart on it. I know they can share the pictures, but as far as I don't know that they can share like waypoints and stuff. Maybe they can. I haven't dug into that. So trust me, I know you guys think that I am like, I've had this for a week and I probably know all this stuff, bro. But barely scratch the surface on what this thing does. Like every video I put out, it's like it took all of my brain power just to figure out what I was doing. And then, like I said, half the time it was wrong anyway. So, and we're just kind of showing it off. Like Heebler's doing their own videos. And of course, guys are going to, you know, you got Red Kite in there, you got Tricker in there, even Ralphie's in there. So there's a bunch of dudes who are like really good at that stuff. And then there's me. and a bunch of other people that honestly, there's a lot of people I've never even heard of. I think there's a lot of European streamers, so that's good for them. They can, you know, translate for the non-English speaking types. Can you blow on a cartridge? Probably. I don't think it's got Link 16. Oh, I can fly. I just can't land. Link 4 sounds a little bit more right. Link 16 is F-14B territory. Yeah. You could share waypoints before. It's probably, oh, well, I didn't know that. So, yeah, I'm. This is a learning environment, so I did not know that. So that's cool. We could eject. Let's just eject. Yes. We're still in the seat. When do we come out of the seat? I don't know. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. I didn't expect that. Oh, all right. The plane is still doing well. Plane is returning to the carrier. I don't know that Ralphie actually does much videos anymore lately either, honestly. But you're right, the algorithm sometimes gets a little funky. I watched one music video yesterday, and now my YouTube is completely fucked up. So. And if you think you're subscribed, you're probably not. So double check. Click that icon. Let's see. To be fair, the content creators Heat Blur has been super helpful, but they're super busy and everyone's meddling through. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna say something. Heat Blur already knows I feel this way because I told them this. You know, if I were king of a module, whether it was Heat Blur or whether, because I've done several of these early access things, you know, for Razbam, for them. You know, this is my second Heat Blur. I've done things with ED. I would finish it like a release version, even if it's early access. This is what I'm going to give the customer. I would finish that. I would give that to content creators. I would give them 2 weeks, maybe 3, depending on the severity, the challenge of the module, and let them do it. Because the challenge that we have is we're doing stuff and then stuff changes, but I already made a video, right? And so it's kind of, it's challenging. Like, I get it from their standpoint. You don't want to sit on something, you know, whatever. I don't, it's Mox Nix, but that's how I think I would do it. Anyway. Don't we get a completely separate DCL installer or something? No, it depends. So with ED, yes, they've got a separate, it's a whole other DCS build. That's how the Apache was, and it was a nightmare because it took up so much space. For this, it's like mods and core mods and all this stuff. John Bloor, you agree? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know, it's rough. And I had this problem with the Phantom. A lot of people don't remember, but I remember because it hurt my feelings. You know, I did this video of like, hey, this is how you do this thing. And it turns out that the person that taught me that, to their credit, had no idea that what he was teaching me was a glitch. And so it wasn't supposed to work that way. And so I put out a video like, this is how you do this thing. And they're like, actually, that's not at all how you're supposed to do it. That's wrong. So that's kind of embarrassing. And that's what I try to avoid. I don't like putting out stuff that's wrong. I got it. It's part of the game, but I don't like it if I can avoid it. And it doesn't help when I'm kind of in a rush. You guys want to see the special menu? We'll see. I've not even looked at it, so bear with me. I don't know. It just says F-14. Okay, customized car. So that's, I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, I agree, John. A buffer would be good. Radio. So there's some radio stuff. Repeat Rio weapons type wheel on TID. There's just a bunch of weird shit here. Enable afterburner gate. I think somebody was asking about that. High frame rate TIS recording, 30 FPS. You can change your detents. Gesture. Head movement to select items. How else would you do it? I don't know. Jester landing callouts. Oh, let me turn that shit off. I don't like that at all. Oh, you can turn off the Jester subtitles. On with portrait off. I like that. I think that's old school. Where like the little face pops up and talks. I like it, but it's very nostalgic. Yeah, where's the female? Am I missing that? Oh, use AI generated. Oh, it's AI generated. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Surely we could find a female. My wife did the lines for the female Apache pilot, then they never used it. They never used any of the extra. They were supposed to be, for the Apache, there were supposed to be 4 Georges, essentially. So like Wingman 1, Wingman 2, they all had different voices. And my wife actually did the recording for number 4. And then I guess they just decided not to do that because they didn't do any of those voices. I thought that would have been super cool. Yeah. Hebler. She'll do that too, for free. Just give me the lines. Actually, no, never mind. She won't, because it's a lot of lines. So no, never mind. I take it back. That's too many lines. But anyway, so there's, I don't know if there's anything else you guys are looking at. HBUI options, HBUI resolution override. I don't know what any of that's for. Jester treats no IFF reply as a bandit. We'll turn the female one back on. I definitely want his landing callouts. You know what I would also like? A getting refuel callouts. I don't want that. He's not helpful for me. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of lines. I think a majority of when I put on a new build, it's just I'm looking at the files and it's just like new line, new line, new line. So God bless them. They took Grey Wolf's lines and ran it through a model trained on a wife of one of the devs and changed them over to female voice. Yeah, I had no idea. I listened to it on Trickers. That was the first time I'd heard it, and I thought it was pretty good. Obviously the mission editor, you can bring up the DTC here as well. Control D brings up the DTC, and you can do all the stuff here that we just talked about. You just got to build a new one, which I'm not gonna do. But we'll jump back in because I want to hear the sultry voice of the AI female. Yes. Grey Wolf has a wife? I'm sure he does. Jester has 15,000 lines and it took them years for it. That's why they transform Grey Wolf's lines to help. Yeah, that makes sense. The more I talk about it, that makes a lot of sense. Starting from scratch on that would be fucking wild. Whoa. I mean, I do a little bit of lines and I hate it. I hate doing lines. Because for every line you hear me do right, there's like 5 or 6 that I did wrong, and I'm like, oh. I just did lines for somebody's like campaign, and I don't like it. Wait, what happened? What happened? Oh, we've done something wrong. Oh, it did that thing. It did that mission editor trick on me. Oh no, it deleted all my stuff. Ah! That's right, there wasn't really anything here. Except for my carrier. God damn it. God damn it. Motherfucker. Fine. Not gonna get angry. We can look at the bombs once this thing gets done loading in. GBU-12s, I haven't even touched them. Maybe we'll do some of that. So yeah, no AMRAAMs. I guess they didn't opt for that when they were designing the aircraft or upgrading it. You've got some 2,000 pounders here. We've got some dumb bombs. I haven't dropped any dumb bombs either. I don't know how that works. Let's see what else. We got some GBU-10s. Very cool. Let's see what else. What else can we do? Some CBU-99. What is that? Oh, okay. So GBU-12, CBU-99. Oh, the MAC is like the rack or whatever. Okay, I'm not familiar with that terminology. Mark 20s, Snake Eyes. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. It's kind of like, you know, an F-15E. Just not as cool. I'm gonna mess around with the GPU 12 because I haven't done that. Let me get higher though, because that's not high enough for me. I don't want to redo the carrier and all that bullshit. Anyway, let's see. Well, let me get caught up. Recording my own voiceover for George Soros about like, yeah, exactly. Your brain just. And one of my problems is like I run sentences together, and so like when I'm doing a video, I run sentences together and I'll trip on something, but it's halfway through this huge chunk, and I have to redo the whole thing or really try to slice it, and yeah, sometimes it's a pain in the ass. I don't like it. AI's never gonna sound like a voice. Well, I'd never say never. Load the last temp mission. Oh, now you tell me. That's all right. It's fine. Again, streaming and also doing things is harder than it looks, so your attention is very distracted. AWG9 disagreed with the aim to 120s. Okay, makes sense. Tomcat was the first plane in the US Navy with a female pilot. Interesting, I didn't know that. Dumb bomb's just your standard CCIP death dot. Okay. Does it just pop up though? We'll play with that because I'd like to see that. Yeah, and she fucking crashed it. All right, let's. Okay. Shut the fuck up. Let's see. Where would just be if he was replaced by a woman? Would she be cleaning? Wow, there's a lot of great people in the chat today. Let's see if we can't do carrier ops. Well, that's true. Carrier ops is kind of interesting. I'll give it that. I don't know anything about tarps. Let me take off. I landed the F-15 on the carrier. There you go. See? DCS. Gotta love it. Okay, cool. We're caught up. Oh, I forgot to change it to fucking... See? I can't think. Can't think and do. Let me see. Can I still open that? What was the... I don't even know where that's at. Where does that hide? The temp. Ah, whatever. It's fine. Where's my airplane? Yeah, I know. Thanks. I'm 30 seconds ahead of you guys, so whenever you guys send me something, 30 seconds has already passed, and then not accounting for me not looking at the chat. So if you ever get frustrated, you sent me something and I'm not doing it, it probably hasn't hit me yet. So don't take it personal. There's that starts with the nose down. I'm curious what the setting is. Where's my dial? There it is. Okay, so yeah, it just starts at 0, but you are in a death drop when you air drop and air start, so be ye warned. All right, let's give it a shot.
Laser armed.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
So it's basically Grey Wolf's line, so she's gonna be just as annoying. I got it. Understood. I'm not a huge Jester, like, quip fan. And again, they know this. I've told them that. I think it's too much, but that's just me. I need her to be professional. Let's go, Master Armed. Alright, GPU 12. I'm gonna guess everything's pretty much the same.
Roger.
Just put the pod out yonder. We just don't need to send it to the bomb. Again, I need to just fucking map that. Oh, you know what I haven't done? Let's change. Where would that be at? Utility page. Nope. Ah, shit, I hit the wrong button. Utility page, set black.
Roger.
I haven't looked at the black hot. Here we go.
Okay. Switching to area track. Okay, area track selected. Roger that.
These are all trees.
Okay, area track selected.
Need a building to blow up.
Roger that. Yes, sir. Going to area track.
There's nothing to blow up here.
Roger. Okay. Copy. Roger that. Wilco. Okay, area track selected. Wilco.
Alright, close enough.
Going to area track.
Yes, designate woman.
Fine, designating. Valid laser range.
Alright, so in theory then we should be good to go. She's lasing. Time to release 10 seconds.
Right just a bit, 8 degrees. 10 seconds.
Right, 8 degrees. Oh, no, right.
5 potatoes. Pickle now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense though, that it would be impossible to start over with the line, so that's... But I think that's cool they did that. I mean, I think we need more kind of female, you know, female representation, if you will. So I think that's good. I'm glad they did that. I only brought 3 bombs? Okay.
Impact in 10. Sparkle.
Whoa!
You
That's
got
not
it.
good.
Copy that.
Shouldn't be that far off. The dot's right there. Also, sparkle is not the correct term.
Terminate.
See, I don't like that. That's too much. Too much. No, we fucked that one up. Sparkle is not the right term. Sparkle has to do with your IR pointer. But that's okay. Yeah, it's too much. No, not dazzle. Fuck, it's been a while. Sparkle means to turn on your IR pointer. Laser on is the actual command for lasing. Laser on, lasing. Sparkle. So if you told somebody to sparkle that target, they would use their IR pointer. And then terminate. Terminate was for sparkling. Laser off was for laser, as I recall.
You got it.
But it's been a really long time since I've had to care about that kind of stuff, so I could be wrong, but I'm definitely not wrong about sparkle.
Copy.
1000% correct. Let's see. All right, let's try that again, because I was not,
Yes, sir.
was not paying attention to what I was doing. I was focusing on voices.
Copy.
I don't like the Black Hawk. Nothing wrong with it. It's just it's not my
Okay.
jam. All right.
Copy.
I picked like the worst place to find targets.
Copy.
Absolutely.
Switching to area track.
Nothing here. Yeah, there's a fucking airfield right there.
Alrighty. Alright. Roger that.
So I can't fly and
Yes, sir.
do this.
Roger. Switching to area track. Yep, you got it.
All right, designate that.
Going to area track.
Designate.
Designating target. Valid laser range. Okay, we're lined up nice and neat now.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see if I'll be more.
Left 2 degrees.
I'll be smarter about flying the airplane after.
Left 2 degrees. 10 seconds.
And the 10-second call.
5 potatoes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk. I'll wait. I'll save it.
Stores release.
All right. Bombs away. And then I'll tell you what a 10-second call actually means.
Narrow-Access. Impact in 10. Lasing. Impact.
All right, cool. There we go.
Terminate, terminate, terminate.
Sometimes I tell your addition. Let me get caught up. Let me see. Oh man. There we go. Do you notice a big difference in the flight control system when in force feedback, when flying force feedback? I mean, yeah, I mean, it feels good. It matches well. I don't know how to, there's definitely more vibration. Once ED adds smaller flares, blah, 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 blah. Okay, politics and warfighting always gets people killed for no reason. Well, warfighting is politics, you know? It's literally the physical manifestation of politics. If it's not, then you're doing it wrong. Which, well, I'll save those opinions for later. Let's see. I think she sounds pretty good. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. For me, AI is kind of like salt, you know, it's like in moderation. Casey, hello, good afternoon. I hope you can map that to your hotas instead of asking Jester all the time. For which? I too wonder, and I don't know, you guys that are F-14 smart can tell me if, can you hotkey like all the things in the Jester menu? Because that would be cool. Because like I would like to have him hotkey where I can tell him to shut the hell up. Like I'm about to hit the tanker. Like I don't need your, you know, too late telling me to go left or whatever. So that would be nice. Let's see. Can you look through the tactical imaging set in Jester Wheel? Can you look through? Oh, just like look at the options? Sure. Let me see. Where is that at? Tactical imaging set. Turn off. Source pilot. Start recording. Snap and send. So again, I've not touched this, so I'm not gonna try to figure it out here. And yeah, so but there it is. Dazzle. Nope, I don't know about any dazzle. I don't think there's a dazzle. Primary target is accordion factor. Agree with fire. No, I'll just align. Yeah. Oh, I'd be irate if she did that all the time. What is it called when you move the IR pointer to determine the position of the friend? You could do a lasso. So that one worked. There's another, snake. So this one's harder to do, but you snake it on the ground. And when I say harder, I'm thinking like if a guy on the ground is trying to give me his location, he'd snake it on the ground between him and like the target or something like that.
Going to area track.
But lasso is the best, but they have to be able to see you. And so they would point the IR pointer up at you. They wouldn't hit you with it, but they would like draw a circle around you and you'll see the laser, you know, the laser light show. Looks like a White Snake concert. So that's how we would do it. Helicopter land. Is the laser called squirt? No, that's you know, squirting the laser, that's definitely a thing. At least in my background, we would say all the time, we could, you know, squirt the laser. But I don't think that's a by the book term. It's laser on. Are you gonna be on Mover and Gonki? I will not. Back to what 10 seconds means. Ah, thank you for bringing me back. So 10 seconds. It's fine to say here, hey, we're gonna drop it 10 seconds. Like if you hear a radio call 10 seconds, unless things have changed, and it's possible because some things have changed, but that was a warning call to like start lasing. And I think it kind of fell out of vogue because one, people didn't know it, and so people got nervous, and so they would just say, hey, laser on, or tell people. But if you were lasing, or you know, meant to laze, and somebody dropped and they said 10 seconds, what it was really a call was to turn the laser on in 10 seconds. It wasn't like the drop is gonna happen, and like, yeah. But anyway, that's why I say, and this is why DCS nerds of which I consider myself a DCS nerd, so if you're triggered right now, get over it. But DCS nerds sometimes get a little bit hung up on terminology. At the end of the day, just talk. You're on a radio. Just talk to the other guy. Tell him what you want. It's the easiest. Because the problem with standard operating procedures is if not everyone's read it, then it's not a standard operating procedure. I hear you can play this plane co-op. You certainly can. You can sit in the back seat and push buttons and be cool. The new Moza F-4000 has a dedicated shut the fuck up. I'd like that. Yeah, you can hotkey command. I looked earlier though. You can't. They don't have all the hotkeys for like Jester shut the hell up. It would be nice to have an essentials only. I was thinking about that too. That'd be nice. Is the Jester picture AI? It is not. I asked that specifically because somebody asked me that a while back. You can mute him, but what I think what we're getting at is it would be nice to be able to have like only certain calls, like you said, very essential calls. Yeah, some of it's just kind of jibber jabber. I like it when, and this is what I was telling the Heapler guys, and to be fair, I think it's not as bad as it seemed to be earlier when I first started playing with it. But like if I tell you to do something and you just say okay, I may be lost into, well, wait, what did I tell him to do? So using that context button, if I click it once, I'm not 100% sure. Did I tell him to point track? Did I tell him to designate? And so if he just says okay, but he's been pretty good about repeating back, and I think that that's good. I want positive communication between the front and the back seat, particularly in a tandem aircraft, because I don't know what you're doing back there and you don't know what I'm doing up here. So I think stuff like that's important. You can map the number of options just when you have a keypad map with it. Yeah. Wizzo keeps his mouth shut. Can't even that's right. The best Wizzo in DCS
Switching to area track.
The F-15. See, I don't even know why she just did that. She just did that on her own, so I didn't push anything. So those terms are all official. Yeah, if you look up, there's a manual called the J-Fire. You can find it online. And it gets updated every few years. I mean, I'm going off of like 2006, 2012 versions of it. So I know things have changed. So for instance, when you hear people say rifle, that's a joint term. Laser on is a joint term. Sparkle is a joint term. So that's where that book, that's where you'll find all that stuff. So that's kind of the Close Air Sport Bible. If you laze the bomb more than 10 seconds, the tracking battery may go dead and lose track. I don't know anything about that. I'm not sure. Brevity mode would be nice. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you have said before, you never said rifle. No, 100%. I don't think I said anything. I think we just shot it. Yeah. But that is the right term. You're supposed to say that. And I think now they have pistol for the laser guided rockets, but I don't know. Yeah, weapon away, stuff like that. Firing, you know, whatever. Again, at the end of the day, what is the point? The point is to communicate that something has happened. But yeah, look up the J-Fire. The J-Fire is cool. It's like one of my favorite manuals. It's just got a lot of cool shit. Third, do you ever miss working with young soldiers? I do. Something happened the other day, and it made me think of that. And I was like, man, I miss working with the kids. You know, I say kids. You know, they're grown-ass men and women, but you know, they're young. But man, what was I doing? It's something, and it made me remember that. And I was like, man, I kind of miss. I don't remember. I don't know. It may be something, pistol may be something that's made up. I don't know. Somebody told me that was a new term, and I haven't looked because I don't care, but it would make sense. I mean, it's a laser guided rocket, so is it even a rocket anymore? Is it technically a missile? If it's guided, I would argue that that's actually a missile. But anyway, she's still looking at that thing. I don't even know where that's at. We'll go. Just drag it forward again. I feel like that's good, and maybe it's the Kiowa guy in me, because we didn't like to leave the sight flopping around. So if you weren't actively using it, you just locked it forward. And it was good for the gimbals and all that stuff too. Good for the sight.
Roger.
We can blow something else up.
Copy.
But it's definitely easier
Roger that.
with the context button.
Okay, area track selected.
To just get stuff done.
Okay, let's designate the shit out of it. That's a valid laser range. Right 15.
I like that little
Right 6 degrees.
that little cue there on your HUD or whatever, or your screen.
Left 1 degree. 10 seconds.
I think 1 degree is fine.
5 seconds.
I wonder if you can. Oh, see, I'm gonna screw this up.
Do it, Pickle. You got it. Going to area track.
See, I wish there was a way to refine that laser spot without kind of screwing up the whole thing. Like, I still want you to designate this target. I still want you to laze. I guess you could do it on the fly.
Switching to area track.
Let me try this. Hang on. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Let me do something else. Stop turning. Who's turning this thing?
Copy.
I guess after you drop, if you're quick enough, you could have her move the laser spot and then hit designate again. But that's a big ask.
Copy.
I don't know if that's gonna work. If you're high enough.
Roger that.
Rubber. I got.
Okay.
I want you to designate. I'm just gonna try
Okay,
this.
area track selected. Alright, designating the kill box. Alright, let's come left here.
It's not a kill box. Kill box is a defined area on a map where targets are allowed to be engaged with minimal
Right 20 degrees.
minimal guidance.
Left 6 degrees.
Such a nerd.
10 secs to Pickle.
10 secs to pickle.
5 seconds.
So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna drop the bomb.
That's it, Pickle.
Alright, bomb's away. Now what I'm gonna do is I want to change my target to that.
Roger that. Sorry, can't transfer, no weapon. Going to area track.
See, she's not gonna do
Okay,
it. Wait, okay. Here we go,
designating.
here we go. Let's see. Let's see if this works. I don't have an impact indicator anymore though, and I don't think she's lasing. So, hang on.
Come left for target.
God damn it.
Okay. Laser on. Do it.
Maybe. We don't have a timer, so I have no idea. That bomb should be hitting any second now.
Roger. Yep. Copy that.
Yeah, alright, I don't think that's gonna work. Just trying to see if there's a way to move the laser spot. I'll have to ask them. Maybe there's something, a mechanic in there that I'm not
Come right.
I'm sure there's probably somebody that's told me in the chat, like, oh, you gotta do this. Been a while since DCS multiplayer's in-game voice chat work. I have no idea. I still use SRS, so I don't know. I guess you would have to set that up as I think about it.
Alright.
You'd have to tell her to laze the entire time, and then you could probably pull that off. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't miss the barracks inspection.
Okay, let's come right.
Boy, do I have a story about barracks inspection. The 2 random screws under the HUD piss you off? This? Does this trigger you? I'm gonna do a thumbnail. It's just this. I'm gonna do a 20-minute video on those 2 screws. What are these screws? Why are these screws here? Did the
Need to come right for target.
ever have door gunners? All right, I need you to stop talking to me now.
Okay, area track selected.
All right, hang on. The OH-58 Delta never had door gunners. The OH-58 Alpha Chuck, I believe they flew with observer. It was a single pilot aircraft, and they flew with an observer that would have a rifle. So, but no, they didn't have like a machine gun mounted, like on a pintle mount or anything like that. Weapon away, specific launch, blah blah blah. No, it's not. What the hell is pigs? Pigs, I thought were like the JSOW. I think that's what they called pigs. Guy was saved my life. If you flew them, thank you. Well, you're welcome. I don't know it was me, but I did fly them. Where were you at? When was this? Tell me. Realistically, all terms are made up. Well, realistically, all words are made up. So, yeah, the screens are dirty. That would be like a neat like button push, and like a little hand comes out and wipes the screen. Yeah, glide bombs. I think JSOWs are glide bombs right now. Exit the F-16. Yeah, air drone. Yeah, that would be nice. Is the laser even on? Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I realized in the moment was because I redesignated, but in her feeble AI mind, we hadn't dropped a bomb, right? There's that failure to link between we dropped a bomb, but we redesignated something for a new bomb, but really we're redesignating for this bomb. So you could pull that off with an AI or with a real player, and I think you could pull it off with the AI, but you have to set up the laser to be always on first and then do it. I think it would work. But yeah. 2008, pinned down an open field. 2 Kiowas came and rescued us by applying overwhelming force. Well, that's not something you hear a lot with the Kiowas, overwhelming force. 2008, was this in Iraq or Afghanistan? Not that I was in either place in 2008, but curious. Try to scroll down in that window for more options. What? What window? What are we talking about? Yeah, she wasn't lasing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we dropped because there's no, because everything's X'd out. So I think we dropped everything. Yeah, everything's gone. So I heard it drop. Is there a setting to make gesture less chatty? Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Yeah, and they don't have a safety line on them or whatever. Casmo, the sultry voice, is a 40-year-old small. Let's see. Keep going. I was a 68 whiskey Iraq, and we had plenty of air cover. Very cool. Yep, never got the AMRAAMs correct. No, I know. I'm not disagreeing with that. Yeah, she forgot the current task. Right, it's just an AI limitation. And I'm not sure that that's even worth like trying to program, because that's kind of a one-off. But anyway. Refining the aim point might work with the head, the Q head. It won't, because you still have to press the button, and then it treats it as a same thing as if you do this. It treats it the same way. So no, it won't work. I very much want to use my
going snowplow
instead of my head. Oh, shooting rockets is awesome, dude. Shooting rockets out of a Kiowa is one of the most. I mean, sex is cool, but have you ever shot rockets out of a Kiowa? That's where it's at. Let's see. UH-60. Nope, never flew a UH-60. Rode in the back of several. Almost jumped out of one, but we had bad weather that day. I was in Pathfinder school, Badge Finder school. So I did not get to jump out of the UH-60. Which is probably good, because I actually just finished jump school 2 or 3 weeks prior to that. And I had like twisted my ankle on jump 3. And I just kind of fought through the pain to finish. And then I went to Pathfinder, and they're like, all right, we're going to jump. And I was like, oh man, I really don't want to jump. It's like I wanted to, but I really didn't want to. So we had weather, and it was kind of, what's right? I forgot the audience. I'm teasing, relax, calm down. Man, I don't have my carrier set up now. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock. Shit. Yeah, I suck at landing on the carrier. I was practicing. I think the challenge I have is trimming it the right way fast enough. So I've been trimming it like way early and just kind of fighting through that. I think landing with the force feedback is super cool though, because it gives you a sense of what you've done. It gives you a sense of what you've trimmed. You know, like as I'm trimming the nose up, the stick is actually moving. I can feel it. So if you don't have force feedback and you're like an avid like flight sim guy, you know, there's a lot of options right now. You know, I like the Moza one. It's the only one I've ever played with. But this AB6, and I think it's pretty reasonably priced. I think it's like $400 maybe, and it comes with the stick and everything. I currently have the Gunfighter, VKB Gunfighter on it. I'm pretty sure you can put the Verpal stuff on it. In fact, I think the only ones that you really can't put on it are the Windwing stuff. With the VKB, I had to buy an adapter, which I got from that Rhino place or whatever. So it's a Frankenstein contraption, but it works. I mean, I've been doing this now for probably about a month, and it's no complaints. It's really cool. I feel like the whole process of using weapons with Jester is still too manual for the pilot. I don't know. I don't think so, because I put it into the context of this right here is a conversation.
Roger
and
that.
this is the
Switching to
fastest,
area track.
easiest conversation I've ever had with the guy or gal that I'm flying with who's working the site. Because in reality, what am I doing? Hey, do you see this like peninsula thing sitting out the left door? Yeah. All right. You see the thing looks like a boob? Yeah. Okay. Follow the top of the boob all the way up to the corner there. You see that? Yeah. Okay. That's your target. Or I can just do this.
Yes, sir.
And that's faster. So, and then I just push a button, and then she
Switching
designates
to area
it,
track.
you know, or tracks it, designates it. So, if you take it in the context
Going
of
to
there's
area track.
conversation that's happening, this is a lot faster. And it's a lot easier, because how do you describe like certain things? Like, oh, you see this thing looks like a key? You know, it's like, oh, well, yeah, I guess, sort of, you know, so it's hard. That's why the Kiowa was good, because we sat next to each other. I could kind of like point, but like in the Apache, like, you know, well, in the Apache you had the helmet mounted sight, and you could queue off of stuff. So that made life super easy. But just in general, something like this, like how do you do that? It's harder. Anyway. Well, I wanted to bomb that target with a JDAM, set it up for me. Well, I mean, that's kind of what we just did, right? I mean, I don't have any bombs on board, but I select ordnance. Hey, JDAM, set up the JDAM. I want you to bomb the nipple on that boob island.
Copy.
Put the sight on it. Cool. Put the bomb on that. Cool. Click, click, click.
Alrighty.
Boom,
Yes,
we're
sir.
ready to go.
Going to area
So I
track.
think it is the same. Me. I use the Moza 89 as gear shifter in sim racing and the Tomcat Warbirds. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, there's certain planes where the force feedback is like next level. I think Phantom is good for that. Yeah, absolutely. They had you jump at Pathfinder. We just took an LMTB. Well, where did you go to Pathfinder, Tom? Did you go to real Pathfinder at Fort Benning, or did you do fake Pathfinder somewhere else? That's the question you gotta ask yourself. 'Cause I was at the real Pathfinder school, not fake Pathfinder. Can you tell Jester to turn on the laser by using the context cue? Yes. Oh, by using that? I don't think so. I don't believe that. That would be interesting. I think what you're saying is, can I click on that?
Alright, man.
But no, I think that's just gonna make her move
Switching to area track.
move the sight. That does raise a question though. What if I...
No, sir. Can't do that.
Okay, so if I go off the screen at all,
Unable.
she's just unable to do shit.
No can do. Copy.
But if I do that, she's gonna move the sight. Of course, it's all jacked up now.
Okay, area track selected.
So anyway,
Okay.
good question though. I'm saving up to get AB9. Cool. I know, was it Verpil just announced a force feedback system? And then VKB intimated to me that they are working on as well, so I'd like to see how that goes. Let's see. Mix shitters, night lighting. Yeah, we can try. I'll have to figure out how to turn on the sparkle. Imagine the football's a boom. Somebody already said that. Try this. Wings full aft, brake at 350, brake south, turn your wings. I won't remember that, but yeah. I've got like a little kind of system down. I'm getting better at it. I was going to practice here, but I deleted my mission app accidentally and I'm too stupid to figure it out. Well, it's not though, Dave. Like that's what I'm getting at. Like setting up the JDAM. That's literally it. You just select the JDAM. Now, if you're getting into the here, let me start up. Let me do this. Oh shit, I can't. If you want to drop certain stations, yes, there's a little bit more setup, but again, it's not that much. I just look at it in the terms of conversation. There's not that much. So if you watch my first video on drop-in, I go through a lot of the gesture menu, and I do that for two reasons. One, that's the way I was taught, but two, I liked that for the purposes of showing how something is done, because you can actually physically see it versus me just telling you, hey, take my word for it. I pushed this button and this is what happened. So I think that I think once you get your hands on it and kind of play around with it, you'll see what I mean. Where's the one? Oh yeah, let's do this. I want to do dumb bombs. What in the world? Got like a fake bomb, fake missile here. ACMI pod. I don't know what that is. Smart on that. Let's see. If I had to make a guess, memorizing off the base center from reference points. Are you able to tell Jester to turn on the laser by using a context cue? No. Flying without going back in keyboard and mouse. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't flown without force feedback working in a while. It's gonna be rough. Months. Now that I think about it. Months. You could do it on the radar for range. Well, I did try it. You watched me try it, so I may be going backwards in time. What head tracking to use? IR, Trackstar. In Kiowa, did you have a partner to build teamwork with, or rotation of the people on deployment? Typically, like my first deployment is probably the best example. I was on a team of 3 other guys, and we would just rotate. So like if I flew with this guy yesterday, I might fly with him the next day, and we'd kind of swap around and we'd swap seats, you know. So like if I flew with you today in the left seat, then I'd fly with you tomorrow in the right seat, then I'd swap over, or maybe we'd do that for a few days. I don't remember how like our rotation, but yeah, you kind of stick on a team for the most part. And then when I was a staff guy, I would just fly with whoever was available. HUD modes we can pull up in a second. TAC view system. Oh, okay, track IR from Trackstar, air combat maneuvering pod. Well, I figured that. But more or less a roleplay payload. I see my pod. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, all right, cool. Well, let's take a look at the dumb bombs, because I haven't touched those either. See what's what. I like this though. I like this module. I'm not. It's growing on me. I mean, I missed the Strike Eagle. I'm very angry about the whole Strike Eagle situation. The more I think about it, because it's such a good module. It came out so good. It just filled every little role that I wanted. But alas, here we are. All right. So again, this is just my default now. Is I just turn the HUD to night mode. I just think it looks better. It's not as washed out. We'll turn to video mode just for fun, and then we'll go to air to ground. See, we did this thing again where it doesn't like. I don't know what's causing that.
Yep, roger that.
Alright, so set up the Mark 82s. You're back there clicking around. I don't know. I still don't get what's happening here. I can't imagine. what other steps I would need to take. Yeah, 5 years for this. Yeah, 100%. Such a good module. This is bullshit. Somebody said in the comments on one of my videos that heat blur should take it over, and I was like, God damn, that would be phenomenal. I mean, not that Razbam I think did bad job. I mean, Harrier was good. I like the Harrier. It just changed too much. Like, I feel like they just kept messing with stuff, but could be wrong. I have no idea why that's happening. I don't know what causes that the pod to be in that mode, and it's not. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know. I think somebody was asking about the HUD formats. So this is the digital, and this is the analog. What I like is this thing, because this kind of reminds me of work. So you got like a speed, so I'm pushing in the throttle, so it's giving me an idea of like, this is like a vertical speed indicator. So as I push in the throttle, it's gonna go way up there. That's pretty handy. I found that handy coming in on the carrier. Gives me an idea of you know, am I getting close to the speed I want? And same with like a tanker or something, kind of helps you out with that. Yeah, I have no idea how to drop these bombs. I'm not even gonna try. I don't see a dot or anything. So I don't know what you have to set up. Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind, I take it back. I think there's a setting for the wings though. I'm trying to remember. I thought I had it mapped. There's like a bomb mode manual. All right, whatever. We'll zip up here. No, I get it's the TC. What I'm saying is I don't know how to make it change, is my point. So, like, I'm in air to ground mode, and it's not automatically changing. I think it's supposed to automatically change. So I think that's a glitch, because it was doing it earlier. For those who've been here a while, we were doing this earlier. We went from air to out, air to air to air to ground, and it did switch, and now it's not. And I haven't done anything differently, so that makes me think that there's a glitch, but I'll ask the team. Here's my little spot. I'm just monkeying around. I haven't touched this yet. Hey, that's right where I wanted it. Perfecto. All right, so that's easy. Those, oh. Anyway. That could be it. It could be that we don't even have a pod on board. I didn't even think about that. That's 100% what it is. We don't even have a pod on board. So that would explain that. So let's try that, because I want to see something. Because earlier, maybe we didn't have a pod on board. That could be it. Let's test that. Because I wasn't even paying attention to what I was doing. And that's totally possible. Let's see. Where does the pod go? Lantern pod. Let's see if that works. It could be that. It could be something as simple as that. The glitch was me all along. Wouldn't be the first time. If I still had that mission, we could look, because maybe the one that I had to take off from the carrier didn't have a pod and I just didn't realize it, because I never really used it for bombing, so I just did it for like videos. Uh-oh, did my DCS just crash? No. My God. So yeah, that could be what happened. So let's go to air to ground, video. Yep, okay,
Laser
there we
is
go.
armed.
Cool. I think that's probably what it was. We can't verify, but I don't think that aircraft had a pod on board, so that would explain it. There we go. You guys are so smart. AV Club. Fucking jamming. Alright, anyway. So yeah. Whoops.
Copy.
Mark 82. It is funny though to think of this giant aircraft getting launched off a carrier just to go deliver like 3 or 4 bombs. Seems like a lot of effort, but anyway. Let's see. Close down. Yep, we did all that. Yep. Hasmo, have you ever had a moment in real aircraft where you found a bug and were like, I don't know why it's doing that? Yes. Obviously not nearly as often, but I was when I was flying 737s, I was coming back from Panama one time, and we were turning around Cuba, I think. I don't remember. We were like over the water, and then we had to make like this hard turn, and it, you know, the autopilot's doing it, whatever. We're just sitting there, and I remember it turned, it lined up at the next point, and then it just started turning, and part of me just wanted to let it. I just like, I kind of want to see what this does, but obviously you couldn't do that, so I had to change it to heading mode, flip it back, re-engage the nav and all that stuff. But so I don't know why it did that, but every now and then you'll see airplanes do weird stuff, but not to the extent that you see, you know, in TCS. Ethan, hello, thanks for that, I appreciate it. Yeah, we're caught up on the pod drama. There we go. AG, yeah, the air-to-ground radar in the Strike Eagle was awesome. Super cool. Super cool. Yeah, so that's what's happening is we don't have the pod on board. Like, I know it's not the pod that we're seeing. I'm just, what I was getting at, it was like, well, why isn't it auto loading? But I wasn't thinking about the fact that there probably wasn't even a pod on board. So that's what's happening. So when you go to air-to-air mode, they're pulling up the whatever nose camera or whatever it's called, TCS. But then you go to air-to-ground, and it should go to this. But if you don't have a pod on board, then it goes back to that. It stays on that other camera. So there you go. Yeah, it just did that. And sometimes planes will do things that it's supposed to do, but in your head you don't know why it's supposed to do it. So another 737, I remember one time it started decelerating, like it was auto throttle, and it just started decelerating like way early, and we were still pretty high, and we couldn't figure out why it was doing it. So I feel like all of my weird stuff happened in the 737. The recock, yeah, good. I forgot about that. The recock on the Kiowa. So a new software came out. This was 2006, and they updated some software in the aircraft. We were in Iraq, and yeah. So if you had the rocket selected, and you recocked the 50 cal, it would fire the rockets. So we discovered that the hard way. But yeah. Any noticeable lag between the cockpit and the F-10? No? Is the Strike Eagle dead now? I think I haven't played it in a while. I think it's still working fine, but I think the problem is no one's updating it. So as ED messes with their spaghetti code, it'll eventually die out. So that's what I think. Let's see. This is the F-14BU, correct? It's the lag issue. How do I like it? I like it a lot. I think it's pretty good. Again, I'm an air-to-ground guy. That's what I like. So things that just do air-to-air to me is kind of a one-trick pony, and I'm not interested. But I am enjoying this. I wish I had more time in the regular Tomcat, because then maybe stuff would make more sense to me. I'm still kind of figuring things out. Plus I'm trying, like I said, very hard not to learn. I need to go study for work tomorrow. So tomorrow I fly out for my new position. Same company, same job, just different airplane. So I got to go to initial for that. So I'm desperately trying not to learn new stuff, so I don't screw myself up. Can I try pulling some G's? You better believe it. It shakes pretty cool. Again, I don't fly the old Tomcat, so I don't know what right looks like. We'll just try and stall it out here. Got a lot of power. I think we're kind of at the limits here, though. Nose is starting to fall. Let that nose fall down. I love the scratches on the glass. Sometimes it's a little too much when you zoom in like really far and you're trying to see something, but I think that's cool. It looks really good in VR too. It gives you a sense of like depth. My stick is just shaking like crazy. Anyway. Oh. Yeah, we had a digital earlier. There's digital. I like this better, but I've gotten so used to it because I always forget because I'm like respawning to make a video or do something. And, you know, I should probably just map that. But honestly, I've gotten to the point where I'm just so used to it now that it doesn't bother me. I mean, really all it's changing is those dials. You can see the changes here in the screen. That's all it's changing. How many JDAMs? I think just 4. Is there a G limiter? I have no idea. No idea. So I have a good 4th of July. Yeah, we didn't really do anything. Just made some burgers and hot dogs and we made the kids watch National Treasure. They'd never seen before. It is more stable. Like I said, I think with the digital flight control, it's a lot less hairy. And you go full burner, full aft stick, and full rudder kick at the same time. When do you want me to do the rudder kick? Like after I'm all at the same time? We'll get some speed going. I was already in the back seat. You gotta pay attention. I'm already in the back seat. The time is behind us. I'm not a backseat boy. There, that's full right pedal, full aft, full burner. Alright, I'm gonna ease up. Oh, we had something that pop up there. I don't know what that was. I'm sure we're getting a phone call from maintenance after that, but I'm gonna guess with the digital flight, it's preventing. I'm assuming there's some Tomcat lore here that if you do that, you're gonna flat spin out to sea, but I'm imagining it's preventing you from doing that. I'll do it again. I want to see what that was that popped up on the screen. Oh, there it is. What was that? Airspeed, altitude. Oh. Anyway. I don't know what this is. I'm not a Tomcat guy, so I don't know if that's some sort of Tomcat lore thing. At slow speed. Can we do it at slow speed? Alright, let me pop the old brakes out. I love speed brakes. I use speed brakes at work all the time. My guys be like, oh, you shouldn't do that because it bothers the passengers. They don't fucking know. They don't know. We'll drop the gear down too. How about that? Help us slow down. Back up. So what do you want me to do? Low speed and what? I'll jump in the back seat here. A second. That's not me. I'm holding back on the stick and I've got full right pedal in right now. I haven't moved the stick at all. Full right pedal, full stick. Throttle's at idle. Alright. If we can't recover. Whoa. We're gonna die! We're gonna die! Whee! Anyway, yeah, we'll jump in the back seat. Nope, no mover gonky tonight. Can you try flat? I don't know how to induce a flat spin, so no, I can't do that. Wondering if a pirouette is possible. That's spin mode, that's spin mode, spin mode, spin mode. Polaroid camera. We've already talked about, man, you've missed so many things. As a passenger, appreciate speed brakes because it gets you there faster. Yeah, 100%. I'm all about getting there faster. We'll jump in the back seat. I wonder if this will itch some of that Strike Eagle itch you've had with the 15. That's kind of where I'm at, Snaz. I'm glad that you said that because I was thinking about like getting the band back together. Like this might be, just saying, this might be it. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's in good shape. It's from a reputable source. Yeah, it was too late to do anything. Believe me, I was doing things you guys weren't seeing, and it was too late. We were too low. All you could do was bail out. What we're gonna? Oh yeah, jump to the back seat again. That doesn't work. I don't have it mapped. Got some circuit breakers and whatnots. Got some buttons here. Get your big screen with 6 and 7 buttons. Total controls. We'll be making one of these any day now. Oh, somebody wanted to see the night lighting too. We can do that maybe. That's good that he's got fuel. I didn't like how the Phantom guy, the guy in the back, had no idea how much fuel he had. Radar control. I'm too stupid to figure out how this stuff works, man. I know how to turn the radar on in the Challenger and change the elevation. That's about it. I could never. I'm not smart enough for all this. This must be the tape. There it is. We did it. And I know you can change the name, so I'm guessing obviously it says default. If we changed it to Humongous, it would say Humongous and have the date on it. Can't it be jettisoned? We don't want to do that. Anyhow. So yeah. You felt it in your loins now? No, absolutely. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me... Wait. Pretend I'm not here. I don't even know where the light controls are, so I want to see if I can find... There's floodlights, MVG floodlights. Hook, basket, oh, that's something else. I guess that's all we need. Alright. We'll make it dark. I haven't done any dark stuff. That sounded weird. Oops, wrong button. Whoops, wrong button again. Oh, there we go. Yes, yes. All right. All right, we'll have to wrap this up here pretty soon. I gotta check in for my flight tomorrow. I don't want to go to work. I want to stay here and play video games. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is a mistake. have the MVGs mapped. That's pretty cool looking though. Master light. I don't know what any of this. Indexer for lights. That's a new one for me. Watch the Gulfstream cockpit videos. There's a lot of buttons in that thing. I'm not. Challengers spoiled me. A lot more buttons. It's more like a 7.3 than a Challenger. That's for sure. 7.3 had a lot of buttons too. It's not hard. You know, the thing about buttons. You know, we get very wrapped up in like screens. It's easy to get lost in screens. The thing about buttons is there's a lot, but you know what? This button does one thing, and that's it. So as long as you know where it's at, you're good to go. That's light intensity for the attached. Yeah, that's what I figured. I've never seen anything like that before. It's interesting. I mean, I can tell because this is bright, but that's kind of cool. Oh, there's the I was looking for this the other day. I couldn't find a taxi light. MVG flood. Oh, there we go. All right. Of course, we can put on our. Oh, you're probably already wearing them. Okay. Oh no, we're not. Okay. I don't even have that mapped. Let's see. Just controls. Oops. And again, it always changes to this, so we gotta. I know they're gonna fix that, but night vision googlies. There we go. Ah, man, I miss flying goggles. So good. I think the HUD's probably a little too clean though. I think it should be kind of washed out, but I could be wrong. Maybe they had a special HUD, I don't know. Obviously, then we've got our bright lights on, so we can't see shit. Switch off. Yeah, and this is the challenge. In real life, you know, this is how I would be looking with goggles. It's like I'm not looking at the buttons I'm trying to push with the goggles. I'm looking underneath the goggles. So it is sort of challenging in DCS because there's a whole lot of space underneath those goggles that you would that you'd be able to use, you know. It's kind of like wearing bifocals in a way. Not that I know anything about that, but so that's the challenge of goggles in DCS. Yeah, autofocused and everything. It's the best goggles ever. Oh yeah, the IR pointer. I'm glad you. Yeah, we forgot about that. Let's see what that's. I've not touched that either. IR. I don't know what they call it. If they call it an ISLID. Nope. Pointer. Toggle pointer on off. I'm gonna assume that's what it is. Let me just pick something. Oops, not that. Oops. See if this does it. Nope. Obviously not the right command. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't even know if I'm picking the right thing. Pointer visibility. We'll try that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, it is popping up. Oh no, it isn't popping up. It's just I'm not sure what the hell that button does. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, I guess. Well, I'm not like fucking false horizon and shit there. See that flash? Oh, I see. Okay. Sort of. On off visibility. Oh, I see. Visibility meaning you can actually see it, your pilot model. Hold on, let me, that makes sense. Okay. So visibility, we can sort of see it. Turn that off, and then on and off. Obviously we can't see it because we don't have goggles on. All right, I got it. That's cool. The old is lid. He's holding it like right here by his face. Sparkle. Somebody said sparkle. Terminate. There we go. Let's see. Lightsaber. Well, I'll tell you what, the Islid, man. The Islid, you could reach out and touch someone with that thing. That thing would go out for miles and miles and miles. But again, like I was saying earlier, we were talking about this. I just don't know how they handled it with the canopy glass, because it'll reflect off of that, and you'd be seeing it in the goggles. I mean, if you ever set off an IR pointer in the Kiowa, because we had them on our rifles and shit, I mean, it would wash out the whole canopy. So I'm not sure how they handled that. We had that little suction cup thing. You could put it against the window, and that would prevent that from happening. So blind the man pads, man. There you go. Let's see. Can the Rio use that? That's a great question. Of course, that means I got to remap. That would be more handy. I got to imagine he can. Yeah, he's got it too, it looks like. That makes a lot more sense, honestly. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. Yeah, he's got it. I can see it. Okay. No, that's cool. Good question. Certainly hope the Islid syncs properly in multiplayer. Got a lasso with your face. Well, it's really no different than using the adjuster wheel, right? You're just over here, just rocking it out. Yeah. Back looks cool. Lit up. I don't know where the light switches are. I imagine they're somewhere off and right. Okay, there's MVG brightness. White floods. Yeah, okay. I don't have my pilot showing. Or my Wizzo, Rio, whatever. Alright, well, I think probably press it against canopy, filter like Surefire light. Yeah, I don't remember. Like I said, the only time I used them was in the Kiowa, and we had the doors off anyway, so we just used the little finger light that we had. And just stick our hand out the door. But anyway. Alright, well, we've been doing this for a while, longer than I intended, and we really didn't do much, just kind of showing it around. I regret having to leave because I'd like to keep playing with it. I think it's pretty cool, but it'll be out, you know, in a couple months, and then you guys will be rocking out, and we'll be doing all kinds of cool Tomcat stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks to Heatblur for you know, putting some trust in myself and John Bloor and some other content creators for taking a look at it. Hopefully we've given some good feedback, or some helpful feedback, like good feedback, but helpful. I mean, as it feels right now, it's a pretty finished product. I don't know you know, they're releasing it early access in the sense that they're still doing stuff. I don't think they do that. I don't think they did that with the Phantom, but I don't remember. But it's in a pretty good state from what I can tell. And I'm sure that some of the things they learn, they'll also push some updates to the AB. At least that's what I believe is happening. So, thank you, Tomcat nerds, who appreciated that. I'm nervous when I do things like this because I don't have any context to go off of. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't like looking like an idiot, which is weird because I do it a lot. But no, it's I like it. It's a pretty good module. So, Shnaz, yeah, we'll go fly it around. End of summer, it's right around the corner. Couple weeks or couple months, I can't say. Like, I know when, but I'm not gonna, obviously I'm not gonna say, but it's a couple months from now, like 6 months. I think by Christmas you'll have it, of 27. You'll probably have it by then. Anyway, all right guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you again to Heatblur, and we'll see you guys in about a month. Bye.